Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Chrissy T. I'm back with a review on Baddies East episode 13. This episode was disturbing. It was disgusting. And it's like every episode, they do things that are more gross and disturbing than the prior episode. Just when you think things couldn't get any worse, it gets worse. At one point, it was hard for me to sit through, but I got through it. And then there was so much subtle shadiness going on. And if you didn't pay close attention, you may have missed it. But I'm going to go ahead and start with the recap. We pick up where we left off. Mariah Lynns' sister shows up, ran up on Smiley, and she got handled. Smiley did her big one. And Mariah Lynns' sister ran up 3 different times, and each time she got the same result. She got whooped. She got mollywopped. And at one point, it looked like Natalie tried to hit Mariah Lynns' sister. Anna Mac, and they're recording the fight. So everybody is going around, wondering why Smiley was dressed down. But when you see Mariah Lynns' sister, she was dressed down too. So they knew what was going on. Mariah Lynn and Natalie, they're in the same house. So I'm sure Mariah Lynn put Natalie on game. Hey, my sister is coming. She gonna handle Smiley. But instead, her sister got handled. And then Mariah Lynn in her confessional talking about, my sister did her big one. I'm glad she got her moment. Her moment for what? Because your sister got beat up. I'm sorry to tell you, but yeah, she got beat up. And in all fairness, Mariah Lynn's sister did deserve to get her lick back because Smiley did come at her first in the audition. So yeah, it's all fair and game. So in the next scene, House B is sitting around. They're discussing how everyone is not in the same house and they feel like they're separated. And when they do get together, there's always a fight. So if y'all know that every time House A comes to visit, okay, there's always a fight, why the hell do y'all still want to be in the same space with them? It makes no sense. So Sky is like, she likes Smiley. Camille is saying she tired of talking to her. And Anna says Smiley was so quick to jump on that little girl. First of all, Mariah Lynn's sister is a grown-ass woman. Okay, and that little girl that you speak of is the one that ran at Smiley. And then Smiley is quick to fight because she want her damn chain back. So she's fighting for something worth fighting for, her damn chain. So the next scene, we see E.T., Scarface, whatever she want to be called. She goes over to Rollie's room because she likes to kiss Rollie's ass. She's been kissing Rollie's ass from the day she got on the show, the very first day. Like, can you stand on your own? You have to be up Rollie's ass all day. So Rollie's in her confessional and she said it feels good to wake up in her beautiful room and her nice comfy bed. Girl, that room was filthy. There was stuff all over the floor. The sheet's supposed to be white, but it was gray. That room was disgusting. There was brown little stuff all over the floor. I don't even want to know what that was. And I honestly don't know how Scarface, E.T., stayed in that room as long as she did. It was disgusting. Like, how could you sit there in that filth? It doesn't make sense. So Scarface is seen lying, okay, telling Rollie that some guy was cursing her out, calling her bitches. Girl, where's the footage? Because your story is not what we're seeing on TV. Where's the footage? And where is security doing him hitting you upside the head as you stated? Where was security? And Scarface seems to think that Biggie wants camera time. No, heifer, you want camera time because this was a setup. You had this all planned out. And then Rollie talking about she shouldn't be bringing outside people in and that she's serving eviction notice. How the hell are you going to serve eviction notice from a house you're not even in, girl? It makes no sense. And I can't believe that Natalie is allowing her to do this. So in the next scene, Sky calls Natalie and she says she wants to talk to Natalie about what's happening amongst everybody as a whole. But when you pay attention to the conversation, it was pertaining to Smiley. So she calls Natalie And she says to Natalie, we need to have a conversation because at this point it's getting redundant. And the only redundant situation is with Smiley. So she says, she calls Natalie and she says, now we're in a space with, and she didn't say anything after that, in a space with who or what. And she repeated herself again. She said, now we're in a space and I don't know. So Natalie said, so now everyone over there is starting to have beef too, referring to the girls in House B. And Sky said, yeah. I mean, are we missing something? I didn't think House B was beefing with anybody in House B. The beef come from House A. So now, Sky, I got to look at you sideways now because I am totally confused. And then after that, Natalie says, well, everyone over here wants to send her home. So it has to be Smiley. So you can send Smiley home. Okay, but you're not going to send the bullies home that jumped on her. Make it make sense. So yeah, Sky, I'm looking at you sideways. What did she do to make them want to evict her? Nothing makes sense. She was protecting herself. If anybody should be sent home, it should be E.T., Rollie, and Sapphire, and Suki. So they know they effed up. Sukihana's online, making excuses, saying that she didn't want Smiley to leave. She was the only one that took up for her. She said, we don't see much this episode, but in the upcoming weeks, we'll see how she really got down as far as standing up against bullies. Okay, Suki, okay. But she said she was totally against them putting Smiley out. And she was telling Sapphire, we don't know these hoes, but I do like Smiley. And then she's on live talking about Biggie's the star of this show. She's a star. They was just hating on her. Where was this energy in the house? So then Natalie says she's going to bring House A to House B. And they're going to have a conversation because she's doing too much and she wants to send her home. So that's Smiley. You know what? Let me backtrack. Now that I think about it, the conversation that Natalie had with Sky, I think it appeared that way, but it was definitely editing. So I could be wrong with Sky being a snake. But I'm still looking at you sideways. And Natalie always calling these meetings for everybody to sit down and talk, but nobody sit down. Everybody standing up, ready to fight. So stop calling these meetings if you really mean we're about to come over and another fight is about to take place. So the girls in House A, they're chilling poolside and they're talking about the club they was at last night. So Mariah Lynns said her mother was there, her cousins, her whole damn family was there. So you can bring people out, but nobody else can. And Natalie said that she tells them that she had a phone conversation and she spoke with Sky, and Sky agreed that she and the girls in House B would tell Smiley she has to leave. So once again, E.T. is giving her side of the story as far as what happened with that guy. And notice the story changed again. Her story done changed 3 times. When you look at the video, he raised his elbow, but he didn't hit that girl, nor did he call her any names, nor did she respond to him, this mysterious person. It was a fan. It was an accident. He was trying to take a video and his elbow accidentally hit your head, because had he really hit you and called you all these names, I'm sure you would have tried to pop off because you like to have a moment. And that would have been a perfect opportunity for you to get some camera time. If it did happen and you didn't take advantage of the moment to get some shine, extra camera time, then you stupid. Because if that would have happened to me, and I know I'm not getting much camera time, I would have took advantage of that. I would have showed my ass, okay? Because the ET that everyone brags about, okay, everyone boasts about, that was on Now That's TV, I haven't seen her yet. I have not seen her yet, because I'm still trying to figure out why you were a fan favorite and why they wanted you on the show. You're not living up to the hype. So in preparation for the setup for Biggie to be evicted, Rollie tells Natalie, she said, you didn't know this, but in Baddies West, I think, she said Biggie had bought some girls for a stunner, but she didn't say anything. So why are you saying something now? Which further proves that this was just a damn setup. And what reason would Biggie have to call a man to handle teeny tiny Scarface? That doesn't make any type of sense at all. So this was definitely a setup. So now we get to eviction day. And House A goes over to House B, but when you see House B, they're having a good time. So at what point was Sky supposed to tell Smiley she got to go home? Because that's not what happened. The agreement was Sky and the girls from House B would tell her she got to go. And that did not happen. Smiley, you don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of there. So the moment Mariah Lynn gets through the door, she rushes Smiley. And girl, they was windmilling all over the place. And Mariah Lynn's face all tore up, veins popping out her head like she's really doing something. But honey, she put her heart into that fight. She tried her best. So Smiley apologizes to her for, threatening her family. And then said, can we dead this already? No. You can't threaten someone's family and apologize and then expect a moment later to toast marshmallows over a bonfire. That's not how this works, Smiley. What you did was wrong. And then I have to think, what would I do if you threatened my family? So yes, you were dead ass wrong. So later on, she goes to her room, and that is where Rollie serves her eviction papers. And Smiley was like, I thought this was dead. I didn't want to fight no more. But you putting yourself in situations to fight. Now this, you threatening her family, that's cause for a fight. So once that was done, E.T. approaches Biggie and said, why you have someone at the club holler at me? And Biggie, shocked, she was like, what's going on? So E.T. attacks Biggie and misses. And then, she pulled Biggie's hair and then had the nerve to say she eats. Scarface, I haven't seen you eat yet. The only person we've seen eat was Taseki, but you haven't eaten anything. These fans done piped her head up, so that's why she's coming into this Baddies East trying to get her big one, because you're not living up to the hype. So you're trying to create a moment. And this scene kind of pissed me off because Biggie is doing too much explaining. All you had to do was say you didn't do it and leave it at that. But I think Biggie's problem is that she don't know when to shut up. At the same time, they had no right to evict you from something they don't even own. And then on top of that, E.T. goes and grabs her suitcase and start packing her stuff. And Suki is telling Biggie that right now she doesn't look like a baddie. Biggie, you have to stand up for yourself. Let somebody touch my stuff. I would have clocked that heifer. So she gets her eviction notice from Rollie, and Biggie said, I don't give a damn what you just gave me. I ain't going nowhere, period. That's what I like, Biggie. So she is being bombarded by Suki, Sapphire, Natalie, Sky, Rollie, E.T., all these different people in her face, yelling, asking her questioning her. And it was a lot. It was just too much. So Natalie tells Rollie, listen, Scarface is up there. She got your bag. She ready to throw your stuff out. And Biggie said, well, that's in the contract. They can't touch my stuff. Girl, go get your stuff. Forget about what's in the contract and you go check E.T. Scarface for touching your shit. If you don't know how to fight, start to use other things. Use your feet to kick. Get a broom. Do something. But you have to protect yourself, Biggie. You could have took your jacket off and just start swinging it around. Use whatever you can. And so everyone has an issue with bringing outside people. When Taseki brought outside people to the club, Krishan brought outside people, Mariah Lynn brought outside people. But because Biggie brought outside people, it's a thing now. So now it's an issue when she does it, but it wasn't an issue when everybody else did it. So this was definitely a planned attack. Y'all, that's the end of this episode. Next week, we see Biggie and E.T. go at it. Biggie, go out with a bang. If they're going to put you out, go out with a bang, okay?